Good morning. Welcome to the Dark 30 edition of the Seth Rhodes Show, where we talk about financial education and everything in the world of finance that I'm currently learning. So this rainy fall day, driving to my day job, performing that ritual that, has become something that I love. I can say with great honesty that I've hated most of my day jobs forever and ever. I've always preferred the solo ventures, the solopreneur stuff I did, even though, just to be honest, remember this is about learning here, so if I can't admit my mistakes, I probably not able to learn, probably don't have much to offer in the world of teaching and learning, but I will admit my mistakes because, like I said in the last episode, they're highly correlated with success. Because success comes from learning, and man, you almost got to redefine some of these terms, but applied learning. So stuff that you try, doesn't work, you change it up, try again, and it works better. That's what I count as learning. So when it comes to making money, growing a channel, learning to do anything, it's the applied learning that equals growth. So when I think about mistakes, I think about they were got from, in my case, through applied learning. So the mistakes are almost correlated with success, almost directly correlated. So they probably are. So rewind a few sentences to my earlier point. If I can even remember it, I can't remember. But the point is, I like to learn through trial and error, and I correlate my hard effort and mistakes with growth. So that's something cool for today. Oh man, if I could only capture my thought, because it had something to do with growing anything, growth in anything. And I was listening to Investment Advice today, kind of this all in. It was Jaspreet Singh of Minority Mindset. Love his channel. He has encouraged me so much, got me started investing. That's its own little story, but I thought about investing for years, but I needed to hear someone at the right time say this age-old wisdom, which is incremental growth over time is what you want. That's what you want to aim for, sustained incremental growth. It's like a tree growing, it's natural law. There are other ways to make wealth, but I don't think they yield what you really want. And by yield, I mean you're not going to have peace in your life if your wealth comes all at once and you don't have the mental, emotional, spiritual, relational tools to manage a bunch of wealth. So I do like the idea that we're all trying to become wealthier. It's part of, in my case, personal development, because my mindset was like, I'll be good at something someday and someone's going to discover me and pay me a bunch of money, and that'll solve my financial problems. Somewhat true. You have to discover what you're good at, and if it doesn't happen right away, you have to keep trying for longer until you finally discover what you're good at. And one of the things, the longer it takes for you to discover what you're good at and kind of come to grips with what you're good at, the more time you have to potentially grow your perseverance muscle. We'll call it a muscle. You're not necessarily born with perseverance in great measure, but you can increase just about anything in your life. Almost every behavior that you have control of can be used to increase some sort of trait, some sort of skill. So if you're like me, jack of all trades, Seth Rhodes 20 years ago, he was 19, he was good with words, he was good with writing, he was good in school, he was pretty good at running, but as far as how to turn any of this into a business, how to turn any of this into a wage, Seth was clueless. So this message is for someone like him, someone like me, who's perhaps struggling to find their groove. So, you can be actually good at a lot of things and still not know how to turn it into a wage and how to better provide for yourself or your family and develop that way. It can be hard even when you do know what you're good at. If you're a little bit confused about how to line up what you're good at with how to make a living, you just It takes more time. It takes more time. And I think the guidance of others is key here, but in the end, you have to grow into what you want to do yourself. And it's a great time to be alive when a lot of people are allowed, have the privilege, the honor of discovering their own unique gifts and pouring them into their job, into their business, or like in my case, the combination. So I'm pouring myself into my day job. Like I said, it's a wonderful ritual that I've come to really appreciate, while dreaming and pouring myself into my business, which, as I've mentioned recently, is a Shopify account. So it'll be, I'm very tired. We had a time change last night, so still adjusting. My young children were up very, very early, which was right on time, but an hour earlier. We had a little struggle getting everyone to bed as well, so it adds up to a couple hours of less sleep. And I am fighting through that gracefully. But you can tell the the vibrations of the day are a little bit lower due to that just truncated night. So wow, the fall colors are still amazing here in Eastern Oregon. Loving it. But yeah, back to pontificating on growth and finance. So incremental gains over the long haul. I needed to hear it again. Finally it clicked for me. I started investing. It's not really about the money at this point. It's about the discipline of putting money aside and giving it a chance to grow. I could lose everything. That's one thing that's emphasized by the people that I listen to, my heroes like Jaspreet Singh. They say you're gonna lose. You're probably gonna lose no matter how you invest. The point is, learn how to invest so you win more than you lose. A lot of people would not invest because it's too risky. They think of the losses, and that is a big lesson in life. You can't avoid losses. You really can't avoid losses. But you can become strategic in how you gain and how you incrementally grow. And if you encounter a windfall, aka the lottery, that's awesome. But your day-to-day incremental growth is where it's at. That's what you're going to build a legacy with. That's what you're going to be able to teach. Like, you can't teach people how to receive a windfall. You can teach people what you've been doing your whole life. Decades and decades of incremental growth. You can always share that. That becomes kind of your wisdom legacy that you can give to other people. Whether it's your business model or not, it just doesn't matter. You have this thing that you've been growing and building. It's as natural to you as walking or breathing, because you've been doing it for so long. So that's the kind of business I like to grow. That's the kind of thing I like to invest in. That's the kind of way I want to train my behavior so I can grow in my strongest strengths, and then my weaknesses, I suppose. My weakest strengths, if you want to call them that. Just incremental, sustained, consistent growth. And I'm pretty happy with that strategy. Pretty happy that that's what my baseline's been. So with that thought, go work hard at what you love. I'll be doing the same.